Dear friends, this is Srinivasan, who is having more than 30 years experiences in this construction industry, trying to give you a small presentation of concrete shear wall. Generally, the shear wall will look like this. Shear wall building. In addition to the slabs, beams and columns, reinforced concreting building also have vertical plate-like RCC walls called as shear walls. You can see the images in the next slide. These walls usually begin at the foundation level and continues across the height of the building. The thickness of the high-rise buildings may be as low as 150 mm or as high as 400 mm. Shear walls are normally built along construction of length and width. Reinforced concrete shear wall. This will be the practical image of the concreting shear wall. You can see that the shear wall of the two location and the columns location. You can understand what is meant by shear wall. Advantages of the shear wall. In past seismic tremors, suitably built and point-by-point structures with shear dividers have generally indicated excellent performances. The mind-boggling achievement of structures is opposition to solid tremors with shear dividers is summed up in this statement. We can't bear fabricating steady structure to combat severe quakes without a shear walls. This is quoted by a Fintel Mark. Advantage of the shear wall. Dividers of the shear in high seismic areas required extraordinary specification. Given this, even structure with sufficient measures of dividers that were not exceedingly nitty-gritty for seismic execution have been saved from breakdown in past quakes. Shear divider structures are a well-known decision as an opposing horizontal system as shear divided are. Architectural aspects of the shear walls. Most RCC structures with shear dividers additionally have sections. The segments fundamentally convey gravity loads, those because of self-weight and substance of the building. Shear dividers give a huge quality of firmness to the structure towards the direction, which fundamentally diminishes sidelong influence of the structure, and in this manner lessens harms to the structure and its substances. Shear dividers convey huge flat tremor powers, toppling impacts. Consequently, structures of their establishment required uncommon consideration. Shear dividers ought to be given along ideally both length and width. In any case, on the off chance that they are given along just a single course, an appropriate framework of shafts and section in the vertical plane called as a second safe online must be given along the other heading to oppose solid seismic tremor. Passage or window openings can be given in shear dividers, yet their size might be little to ensure least impedance to compel course through dividers. Furthermore, openings should be equally found special. Design checks are required to ensure that the net cross-sectional district of the divider at an opening is sufficient to pass on the even seismic quake power. Shear dividers in structure must be equally arranged in plan to reduce debilitated effects of bend in structure. They could be put equally along one or two headings in the plan. Shear dividers are all the more convincing when arranged along outside the fringe of the structure. Such a configuration grows resistance of the structures to widening. Shear wall symmetry. This is the image of the shear wall symmetry, how it has been walking around. Seismic shadows and everything has been marked neatly. You can study and understand the shear. Ductile designs of the shear walls. Much equivalent of reinforced concreting, shafts and portion. RCC shear dividers furthermore perform much better at whatever point proposed to be flexible. For the most part of mathematical degrees of the divider, types and proportion of the hull, and relationship with the remaining segments in the structure help in improving flexibility of the dividers. The Indian Standard Ductile Code, which is IS 13920-1993, gives one of a kind arrangement rules adaptable ordering the shear divider by and large geometry of the walls. Shear dividers elongated in a cross area, that is one element to cross segment, it is not bigger than the other. While rectangular cross segment is normal, that is L and U formed segments are additionally utilized. You can see the coming figures. Slim walled empty RC shafts around the lift center of the structure likewise go as shear dividers and are to be exploited to oppose seismic tremor power. Geometry of the shear wall. This is the proportionate geometry of the hollow symmetry walls, rectangular symmetry walls, C-shaped symmetry walls, U-shaped symmetry walls, and everything, any type of shear walls you can design and construct it. Reinforcement bars in the details. Steel forfeiting bars are given in dividers is normally dispersed vertically and even matrices. The vertical and even support in the divider can be set in a couple of equal layers called shades. Flat fortification should be tied down at the finishes of the dividers. The base zone of the fortifying steel is to be given 0.0025 occasions the cross-sectional territory along every one of the level and vertical borings. The vertical fortification ought to be dispersed consistently over the divider cross-segment. Limit elements. Under the tremendous overturning impacts realized by level seismic quake power, edges of shear dividers experiences high compressive and flexible tensions. To ensure that shear dividers carry on a bendable way, concreting in the divider end areas must be sustained in an extraordinary manner to proceed with these store reversals without losing quality. End zones of the divider with extended constrainment are calling limit segments. One of a kind segment restricting traverse fortress is given in the limit segments. A portion of the time, the thickness of the shear divider in these breaking point segments is moreover extended. RC dividers with limit parts have fundamentally higher widening quality and level shear power passing on limit and are as needs be less defenseless to quake hard than the dividers unbent segments. Reinforcement detailing. This is the typical reinforcement detailing has been provided in the shear wall, which you can thoroughly study it. Layout of main reinforcement in the shear walls. This is the layout of the reinforcement of balls, the vertical bars and the horizontal bars and everything has been given. It is based on IS 13920-1993. Thank you for watching this presentation. Kindly subscribe, like and share, which will motivate me for a further good presentation. In case of any queries, do not hesitate to write to me. The response will be at the earliest. All images is courtesy of the Google. Contact me at civilconclave@gmail.com or at my Telegram group, which is known as the Australian Telegram group. The link has been provided as below. Thank you for watching again. Kindly subscribe and like it.